Hello and welcome to Whitman Hanson Community News, a magazine format program produced by the staff here at Whitman Hanson Community Access. I'm Eric Dresser, the Executive Director of WHCA, and we've got an exciting program planned for you today. For more information on what's coming up, here's WHCN's Kevin Tachi.
On today's Whitman Hanson Community News, we will share details on the Whitman Public Library's annual Kindness Day event. A Hanson woman is recognized for her work in the community. We get a behind-the-scenes look at what goes into the summer concerts that are held at the Whitman Town Park, and a fraternal organization with a chapter in Hanson holds its annual picnic and barbecue. We will start our program in Hanson as the town has a new recreation director. William Boyle, a Pembroke native, has been busy over the past couple of months getting acclimated to his surroundings at Camp Kewanee. Here's Carol Brewster, who had a chance to sit down with the town's new rec director.
Camp Kewanee in Hanson has a new recreation director. I spoke to William Boyle about his job and how he's settling in.
A lot of it's been getting to meet the staff, kind of learning the operations down at the Cove. Obviously, coming into busy season with the summer, we get a lot of swimmers down there, swim lessons and things like that. So, learning about what goes on down at the Cove. We're also in peak wedding season too with the lodge, so also learning about the events and the processes that go on for setting up and working with the different brides and grooms that come through.
I asked him about his first few weeks and how comfortable he feels.
With the great team that we have here, and especially our administrative assistant, Lon Woodward, she's been great just helping me learn the ropes, so to speak, and making sure that I know what kind of is within our scope. And anytime I have any questions or if I'm unsure about something, I can also go to Mary up at the town hall and make sure I'm doing things right.
Bill jumped right in at the height of the season and has many ideas and plans for the future.
For next season is really when we're going to be able to get more things up and running. I mean, coming into the busy season, it's kind of hard to get a whole slew of programs going. But obviously, with the Cove, it opens daily at 12. So for next year, if we're able to have, say, a day camp that maybe starts at 9:30, runs till 11:30, the kids can have some activities to do up here campside while they're waiting to go swimming, so we can do some things. We've got a craft cabin, so we can do arts and crafts. We've got the softball field back there where we can do, say, wiffle ball tournaments, kickball, things like that.
Bill shared his thoughts on the use of Needles Lodge.
I'd certainly like to have more music and events. So obviously we do a great job with, some of the obviously, weddings are huge here, business and corporate events. We are slated now in August to have or at least for me, our first concert here. So I think if we can create more of a destination, a music destination here, I think it's only going to help with the exposure and allow us, as the camp's able to make more money, provide more things to the community.
Bill is also looking to expand activities beyond the camp, Cove, and lodge.
We're also looking at possibly being able to do, say, day trips to places like Starland, and there's a high ropes course in Canton that we may also be able to, utilize a day trip to go and utilize their course, and also learn from them that may be something that in the future, again, a pipe dream, but maybe 5-10 years down the road that we could potentially see a high ropes or a low ropes course here that obviously could be used for a camp scenario for the kids, but also a lot of corporate events utilize those things as a team building activity.
I asked Bill how he feels about the job so far.
Well, I think for me, just again, being a Pembroke kid, so I grew up, next town over, so to be able to still be for the most part, kind of right near my hometown and where I grew up. It means a lot that I'm given this opportunity to, again, work with the community and to really have this beautiful property be my office every day. So I just ask people to be patient with me. I've got some great ideas, and I think, as we roll things out down the road here, it's going to be fun, and we're going to obviously make things available for everyone, and that's what it's about. It's about being inclusive and making sure the community gets as much out of this place as possible.
Reporting from Camp Kalani, Carol Brewster for Whitman Hanson Community News.
The Whitman Public Library celebrates Kindness Day each year with a variety of activities like reading stories to children about kindness or volunteers making blankets for a local charity. WHCN's Paul Watson has the story.
Kindness Day at the library was organized by students from the high school as a way to illustrate acts of kindness for the community. Stories were read to the children, and craft projects were done with them as well. But the biggest project of the day was the group that made kindness blankets for a group called Annie's Kindness Blankets. I spoke to founder Barbara Buckley to find out more. Here with me right now is Barbara Buckley of Annie's Kindness Blankets. And Barbara, can you tell us what a kindness blanket is?
Sure. A kindness blanket, Annie's Kindness Blanket, is an everlasting hug. We started this 3.5 years ago after my niece Annie passed by suicide. She was the mother of 3 beautiful girls. We started it after we needed to get out of the darkness. She was a beautiful girl who suffered from depression, and her 3 girls and I decided that we needed to help 35 people know they were never alone. We chose 35 because that was her age, and we wanted to help 35 people. 35 turned into 5,000 blankets. We found out very quickly that so many other people were affected by depression and suicide, and we chose to keep going. It's helped so many people realize that they're not alone. So they represent us letting people know that it's okay not to be okay, and they're not alone. So we keep going, and we say that we have this huge, enormous angel leading the way, and we'll keep going. So they represent an everlasting hug.
Now, this is not just something that's local. This is something that is like a nationwide movement.
It is nationwide. We have over 20 states that have volunteers that help us make them. We ship out the material. They each come with their own tote bag and a kindness label that's ironed in. We ship out everything that somebody needs to make the kindness blankets, if they want to help us. And we also ship out the blankets to anybody that may need across the globe, other states. We had a traveling hospice nurse that takes them around to other countries and hands them out. We've shipped them to other countries. We've shipped them to probably every single state out there. We are a 501c3 now. We do have donations. We're very self-funded, and we're a very green leaf operation. We've started very slow, but it's needed. It's out there, and we have a lot of support.
How did you manage to get in contact with Whitman Hanson Regional High School? Because we have some volunteers who have done a wonderful job making some blankets here today.
They're great. Actually, Kelly, they reached out to us. We find that most people reach out to us because in one way or another they want to help us because they want other people to know that they're not alone. They're in it with us. They want other people to know it's okay not to be okay. This is a movement. This is a kindness movement, for sure.
If somebody wants to get in touch with you about either making blankets or finding somebody that needs one, or if they need one, how can they do that?
They can go to our Facebook page, Annie's Kindness Blankets, or Instagram, we're under Annie's Kindness Blankets, or go to annieskindnessblankets.org. And on there we have all sorts of material, videos. We have a suicide awareness video that the girls made. We have news articles, we have a downloadable PDF, we have all sorts of information, or they can email us at info@annieskindnessblankets.org and just, request that they want a blanket, or they know somebody that needs a blanket, or they want to help, and we'll set it up, or we'll get the blankets out there.
Okay, thank you, Barbara. And thank you, girls, for making the blankets today.
Thank you. Thanks.
Welcome back. Each year, Massachusetts lawmakers and a state-established commission celebrates women from around the Commonwealth for their work and leadership within their communities. Now, one of those recognized this year was Arlene Diaz, a Hanson resident who was named an unsung heroine for her work in and around the community. Here's a special report that can only be seen here on Whitman Hanson Community News. The Massachusetts Commission on the Status of Women teams up annually with state legislators to identify and select women who are not only local leaders but tireless workers in their communities and for the organizations they represent. The MCSW held its 16th annual Unsung Heroine celebration this summer at the Massachusetts State House and publicly thanked these extraordinary women for their efforts and contributions.
That you're being recognized today not only for your contributions in your community, making a difference in people's lives or for a cause, but because we need to show you off. We need to highlight and spotlight you so that you can inspire and be that role model and example for someone else in the community.
State Representative Josh Cutler, who represents the towns of Duxbury, Hanson, and Pembroke, took a moment to speak to WHCN and share who he nominated as a heroine from his district.
Well, so it was my privilege to nominate this year Arlene Diaz to be an unsung heroine from Massachusetts. Every year we honor women who are unsung, women who make the difference but don't necessarily make the news. And Arlene fits that description to a T. She's so involved in her community, very involved in Whitman Hanson Community Access, of course, as you all know, but so many other ways as well that she contributes to our community in ways that we don't often know about. You know, she's involved in the Board of Health, involved in local women's issues, so passionate about helping her community. And so I was so privileged to be able to honor her and help recognize her for her achievements. Arlene
Diaz, the chairman of the Hanson Board of Health and president of the Board of Directors for Whitman Hanson Community Access, says she had no idea that Representative Cutler had nominated her.
I was really surprised. I know someone who got the award a couple years ago, but I didn't know a lot about the award or the commission, so I was really surprised and honored that I was chosen.
The number of unsung heroines continues to grow as this year's group was more than 100 recipients.
It was so interesting. There were 130 women from all across the state. The youngest was 14, the oldest was 100. And all of the different areas that they worked in and different ways they impacted their community, all volunteer, but all helping other people within the Commonwealth.
Cutler says there's so many women that are deserving of the recognition, it makes it difficult to choose just one nominee.
It's a tough decision every year because every year I need to come up with a nominee. And when people suggested Arlene, it was like the perfect fit. It was because she was so deserving. But it is a challenge because there are so many women out there doing great things, and trying to pick just one is not always easy. But in Arlene's case, it was an easy choice.
While many were selected for their community involvement, some were recognized for their work on women's issues, leadership, and empowerment.
The good thing is there were a lot of women at the event that were working on that, and that were major issues for them. And to see that it's people from all over the state working on those issues in the communities that they're in, and how important it is. And I may not be directly doing that in terms of helping women, but I'm doing other things in the community to help as well.
Arlene tells Whitman Hanson Community News that she enjoyed the day at the State House with family members like her niece, great-niece, and sister-in-law. In closing, she says she's grateful for the special recognition, but sees the importance of volunteering for the betterment of the community.
Well, I think people should continue to do the work that they do in their community. Even if they don't get a thank you, people still do appreciate it, and at some point, people will recognize and thank them for their work.
The Whitman Town Park provides a beautiful recreation space for the community, especially in the warmer months. The summer concerts in the park, an event put together by the Whitman Cultural Council, is a great way for local families to get outside and hear some great music. We now go to WHCN reporter Ryan Tully for all of the details.
Another year is in the books for Whitman's Thursday Summer Concerts in the Park. Presented by the Whitman Cultural Council, this year showcased 4 musical acts who are veterans to the Whitman Summer Concert stage. Kicking things off were the Defenders Concert Corps, followed by folk rock duo Knock on Wood and the Bridgewater and Tiffin Brass Society. Wrapping up the summer with a bang was the four-piece rock group the Corvairs. Fabulous face painting provided face painting for the kids. Concessions were served by Bert's Ice Cream Truck and local restaurant Napoli's Pizza. We spoke with the chair of the Whitman Cultural Council, Anthony Taylor, to learn more about the process of putting the concerts together, what he hopes to see next year, and other services the council provides to the town.
I'm Anthony Taylor. I'm currently the chairman for the Whitman Cultural Council. We put on the summer concert series this year. We had 4 concerts. Next year we're hoping to possibly have 5, but we're got to work that out, see what bands we have apply for the grants, as well as enough board members on board to be able to award the grants. That's something that we're having issues with currently. With the board itself, we're set currently a 7-member council. We have 3 inactive, we have 4 active members, 1 just being appointed in July, so we haven't had a meeting with this person yet. We need all 4 of us to have a quorum, so we're trying to work out a date that we can all get together. Filling the other 3 seats with active members would be very beneficial. Then if somebody's on vacation, we can still have a meeting going forward. The council, in addition to the concerts, we provide funding to the schools, the library, and the senior center for we provide funding for events that then take place in those places. We help with some of the field trips, or the balloon gentleman was up at the library. We've done arts in the past at the senior center. So we need members on the board because the entrance for the grants, the requests come in from September 1st to October 15th. And then we have to vote on those and have those back to the state by December 1st, roughly. So we need members that can make meetings and award the grants as needed. Next year, like I mentioned, I'm hoping we got to have the board vote on it, but I'm hoping that we'll be doing 5 concerts because 4th of July falls in a way that we'll have our day back, and there'll be 5 Thursdays in July next year if we get the bands that apply. That's a big thing too. If you know anyone that's in a band, whether you think they're just whatever quality you think they are, we don't have a lot of money to pay them, but if we definitely need some bands to show interest. So we have some choices to make and can get some quality events free for the town.
If you are interested in joining the Whitman Cultural Council or would like more information, please email Lori O'Brien at lobrien@whitman-ma.gov. From Whitman, Massachusetts, this is Ryan Tully. Now back to Kevin in the studio.
And we returned for our final story of this program. The Order of the Eastern Star, which is part of the Masonic family of fraternal organizations, held its annual family picnic and barbecue at the Rainbow Camp in Hanson. Our Paul Watson was there, and he files this report.
Eastern Star chapters from all across Massachusetts came to Rainbow Camp here in Hanson recently for a family picnic and barbecue event. Pilgrim chapter member Rachel Eaton from Whitman spoke to event organizer Evelyn Bogue, who explained what Eastern Star is and about the event.
Hi, I'm Rachel Eaton, and I'm the Associate Matron at Pilgrim Chapter number 89, Order of the Eastern Star, and we are at Rainbow Camp, and I'd like to introduce Evelyn Bogue, who is the Grand Associate Matron, and she's going to tell us all about why we're here and what we're doing.
Today we're here to celebrate the family of the Masonic family, Order of the Eastern Star, and their family and friends. We're having it held here at Rainbow Camp because Rainbow is part of the Masonic families that we support and sponsor throughout the years. DeMolay is also one of our family members. Many of you have heard of the Shriners and the Shriners Hospital. They are also part of the Masonic family. The Order of the Eastern Star is the largest fraternal organization for which both men and women can belong. Rainbow girls can become Eastern Star members, Masons can become Eastern Star members, and any of the ladies related to Masons in the family, grandparents, great-grandparents, brothers, sisters, uncles, that whole family situation can become a member of the Order of the Eastern Star. Today is a day of celebration when we're here with our friends and family from across the state of Massachusetts. Today, one of the things that is happening is any money that's left over after all the food is purchased will go to the Rainbow Camp Fund, and that helps pay for some of the work that they need to do to upkeep this camp. The other thing that we're doing today is a fun thing. We're going to gather our members and put them in jail, and someone's going to have to pay to get them out of jail. And the profit from that will go to Hope Lodge. And Hope Lodge is a place where members of cancer families stay while they're in the Boston area, and they don't have to pay to stay in that building. It's a chance for us to continue our service to the community.
As the picnic part was winding down, the fun began. It took the form of a fundraiser, with the emphasis on fun, which was a kind of a mashup between two very popular TV shows, Cops and Night Court. Some very silly charges were levied against some of the members.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Time's out.
After somebody.
And I don't see her.
Do you have the key? I should actually tell you on it.
Soon enough we'll know if you two will be hitched forever.
Bad girl, bad girl.
What are you going to do?
What are the charges?
Being too nice and smiling too much.
This woman pleads guilty as charged.
Okay, we will call it time served and it'll be $24 bail.
Thanks, Paul. And thanks to all of you, our viewers, for tuning in to this inaugural episode of Whitman Hanson Community News. If you have an idea for a segment to be on a future version of this show, or you'd like to get involved, you can reach out to WHCA via email at news@whca.tv or by telephone at 781-447-4175. From all of us here at WHCN, thanks for tuning in.